What's up everyone, this is Adam Gillespie with Rancid and Sweaty Calves coming at you with yet another video. And today I'll be covering a nice little treat of an article written by the New York Times from in regards to Disney and their massive overstep into the political sphere. Because let's be honest, they're stepping into the political sphere and openly supporting the molestation of children. Not a smart move for a company that's all about influencing small children. Especially not since now the parents are starting to wake up to this. And I think the last poll I saw was about 76% of Americans, or 67% of Americans, don't want to support Disney in any way, shape, or form anymore. And that's a pretty big number. I might be able to, I'll probably find an article about that and cover that in another video. But as for now, I'm just going to read this article and see what New York Times has to say about this. But as you can see, the title for this is Disney, built on fairy tales and fantasy, confronts the real world. The entertainment behemoth spent decades avoiding the whiff of controversy, but it has increasingly been drawn into the partisan political fray. So I'm going to read through this as much as I can without having to stop, and I'll share my thoughts once I'm done. Since its founding in 1923, Disney has stood alone in Hollywood in one fundamental way. Its family-friendly movies, television shows, and theme park rides, at least in theory, have always been aimed at everybody, with potential political and cultural pitfalls zealously avoided. The Disney brand is about wishing on stars and finding true love and living happily ever after. In case the fairy tale castles are too subtle, Disney theme parks outright promote an escape from reality with welcome signs that read, "Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy." Lately, however, real-world ugliness has been creeping into the Magic Kingdom. In this hyper-partisan moment, both sides of the political divide have been pounding on Disney, endangering one of the world's best-known brands, one that, for many, symbolizes America itself, as it tries to navigate a rapidly changing entertainment industry. And that's not inaccurate. The entertainment industry is rapidly changing, but it's only rapidly changing to people who haven't been paying attention in the past 15, 20 years. If you pay attention to what's actually been going on in the movie industry and whatnot, films and television over the course of at least the last 20 years, there has been a huge wokeification in regards to how movies are told. Basically demasculating every male character on screen and masculating a lot of female characters. So feminizing the men and masculizing the women, and then promoting some sort of really weird family value situations where they have the father as a complete idiot running the household, and basically getting everyone into problems. Like it's not necessarily the smartest move to make when you're trying to actually tell good stories. Now, it makes people laugh, yes, but there are better ways to tell stories that are also more funny. Take Seinfeld, for example. That's a pretty fun show. It's a funny show. It has got a lot of good humor, but it doesn't necessarily take away from the masculinity of characters, the femininity of characters. There are people who act irrationally, and that's just part of reality. But overall, the story is pretty well written and has a lot of good humor in it, and the characters are pretty well fleshed out, and they carry over stories from one episode to another. It's by far my favorite sitcom. But in a lot of cases, in the last 15 to 20 years, a lot of TV shows and movies, comics, video games have gone down this rabbit hole, gone down this rabbit trail of finding a way to subvert what has always been traditionally the truth, what we've always known to be traditionally accurate. That men are men, men are men, women are women, and men are supposed to be defenders, protectors, hunters, and women are supposed to be healers, caretakers, the people who watch after the house and stuff like that. That's something that's been going on for thousands of years, and in the past 15 to 20 years in entertainment, we have completely subverted that to make the man wear an apron and be a housewife, and the woman be the one going out and doing the hunting. And it's not necessarily going so well for the major media corporations who've been pushing that ideology. In some cases, Disney has willingly waded into cultural issues, last summer to applause from progressives and snarls from the far right. It's not the far right, it's from people with common sense, so I'm starting to get a hang as to where it is that this guy stands on the political spectrum. Disney decided to make a loudspeaker announcements at its theme parks gender neutral, removing ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in favor of dreamers of all ages. But the entertainment giant has also found itself dragged into the fray, as with the recent imbroglio Imbroglio, huh? I've never seen that before. Over a new Florida law that, among many things, restricts classroom instruction through third grade on sexual orientation and gender identity that has been labeled by opponents as the Don't Say Gay bill. And again, it's not the Don't Say Gay bill. People really need to stop mentioning it as if it is the Don't Say Gay bill, because it's just completely inaccurate. And it's liable at this point. It really is. At first, Disney tried not to take a side on the legislation, at least publicly, which prompted an employee revolt. Disney then aggressively denounced the bill, only to find itself in the crosshairs of Fox News hosts and Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, who sent a fundraising email to supporters saying that woke Disney had lost any moral authority to tell you what to do. Florida lawmakers began threatening to revoke a 55-year-old law that enables Walt Disney World to essentially function as its own municipal government. Disney had already been at odds with the governor on pandemic issues like vaccine mandate for employees. In trying to offend no one, Disney has seemingly lost everyone. Now, they definitely tried to offend someone when they openly came out and said that people who are in support of the Parental Rights in Education bill are hurting people, and when they openly condemned people who are wanting to protect children, Disney took a side, and that side was with the radical left. Disney took a side, and that side was with the people who want to molest and sexually manipulate small children into sexually explicit situations. You don't get to say that Disney didn't take a side and then, oh, now everyone hates them. No, no, no. People don't like Disney because Disney is openly supporting the molestation of children. That is why people do not like Disney right now. And the crazy leftist lunatics on the other side don't like Disney because they haven't supported the molestation of children enough. So Disney has openly supported leftist ideologies that are cruel, evil, and disgusting in the molestation and sexual manipulation of children. And the left does not like them because they don't think they've gone far enough. And the right does not like Disney because they are not in support of children being molested. The right does not like the idea of children being sexually molested in schools, but Disney does apparently. And that's why it is that Disney has problems on both sides. The left doesn't think Disney gone far enough, and the right thinks that Disney went too far. All that Disney had to do was shut up and not care about what was going on and just focus on making good, family-friendly content, and they would have kept a huge amount of their viewership. But instead, they had to get political with it, and now they're seeing the results of their misstep. The mission for the Disney brand has always been really clear: do nothing that might upset or confuse the family audience, said Martin Kaplan, the Norman Lear Professor of Entertainment, Media, and Society at the University of Southern California and a former Walt Disney Studios executive. Fun for all, nothing objectionable. Let's all be transformed by the magical wand. But we are so divided today, so revved up, that even Disney is having a hard time bringing us together, avoiding socially divisive topics, of course, and in itself reflects a certain worldview. The Walt Disney Company's namesake founder, after all, was an anti-union conservative. Main Street USA patriotism is on prominent display at Disney's theme parks. The traditional Christmas story is told each December at Disney World in Florida and at Disneyland in California with candlelight processional events, Bible verses and all. It took the company until 2009 to introduce a black princess, but in recent years there has been a noticeable change. Robert A. Eiger, who has served as chief executive from 2005 to 2020, pushed the world's largest entertainment company to emphasize diverse casting and storytelling. As he said at Disney's 2017 shareholder meeting, referring to an inclusion and equality, we can take those values, which we deem important societally, and actually change people's behavior. Get people to be more accepting of the multiple differences in cultures and races and all other facets of our lives and our people. So Disney has openly just said, Robert Iger, in 2005 to 2020, he basically said, hey, guess what? We're going to openly try to manipulate people's thoughts on things because we don't want to make good content anymore. We don't want to make money anymore. We want to manipulate people's mindsets to be accepting of terrible leftist ideologies like the molestation of children. Hey, how about you, pedophilic Disney employee? What do you think of that? Oh, yeah, and the pedophilic Disney employee raised his hands and clapped. Because that's what's going on in Disney right now. You got a bunch of leftist lunatics trying to influence your children into sexually explicit situations. You saw the video, the not so gay, not so secret, what was it called? The not at all secret gay agenda from from people who are higher ups in Disney who are
actively injecting little things in the backgrounds that you might not catch on a regular basis, but because of the fact that your subconscious is constantly working and observes everything that's going on around you, they do notice it. Influencing children into sexually explicit situations by talking about, oh, you gotta just follow your heart, blah, 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 blah. Also, their bullcrap that Disney constantly pushes. It's come to a head in today's time frame. It's come to a head in the year 2022, but it is not something foreign to Disney. Disney has been for a long time, at least as long as I have been alive, a company that has been built off of making sure that they can manipulate children and younger audiences and people into thinking they're these kind and generous souls, when in reality they're one of the most greedy and evil companies in the world. Not only that, but they are actively in support of racist ideologies over in China. When China asks for them to remove a black person off of their posters, they say, oh yeah, no problem, China, we'll be as racist as you want. You want us to cut out the entire scene, every scene of a black person in our movies? Yeah, we'll do that. And then they're pressing for more and more representation over here in America, as if somehow America's racist, when we actually want to see characters like that. Disney has been for a long time an evil company, and it is only in the modern day, in this past year, that people have started to finally open their eyes to it. It is high time that we as a fan base, that 67 to 76% of Americans out there, stop giving Disney any money and let Disney just crash and burn. No more cash to a company that openly supports children being molested in schools and is openly in advocation of slavery in China and racism in China. No more. Do not support their company. Do not support their company. It's high time that they realize they have to pay for the crimes that they've committed. And they have committed quite a few. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, and hit that subscribe button. Also click that bell notification icon, alright? Because if you don't, then you won't be uploaded or alerted to every time I upload a new video. So make sure to hit that bell notification icon so that YouTube will actually do its job and send you an alert whenever I do upload a video. And you can find me over on Rumble at Rancid, capital R-A-N-T-S-I-T. And you can also find me over here on Sweaty Calves at Patreon. If you guys want to support me, there are 3 levels, there are 3 classes, 3 tiers, which you can support me on. And any support that you guys would be willing to give me would be awesome. I'm also coming closer to the finishing of a book that I've been working on for the past 2.5 years. So whenever that comes out, I will let you guys know, and I'll read some excerpts from it, and I'll upload it onto my YouTube so that you guys can get a handle as to what it is. But basically, it's going to be like a sci-fi fantasy novel, and it's going to be kind of interesting. I hope you guys do enjoy it when it finally comes out. And I'm also working on my comics and stuff like that. But you know what? That's for another time. I just hope you guys have a great day and a great rest of the week.